Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Deja Vu here, bringing you my first cast from the second week of Pro League, and actually I think this is actually the first game of the second week of the Pro League. So they had a little break there this last week and actually didn't play any games. It's kind of weird. They have a really weird schedule going on where some weeks they have no games on the weekends and other weeks they have like 4. So yeah, it's kind of all over the place right now. I'm not really sure the reasoning for the scheduling or anything like that. But you know what? That's okay, because as long as we've got games going, that's all that really matters. Particularly right now, this is probably a good time for there to be less games because you know, a lot of us university students are going to be studying for finals and things. And I actually just aced a test. Well, I'm pretty sure I aced a test today, so I'm in a really good mood. So I figured, why not? Let's do some casting in our joy here today. And so this series, like I said, the first from week 2 is actually going to be Air Force Ace versus Kespa Dream Team, or Team 8. I call it the Dream Team because someone coined it and I love it, so I think it's awesome to call them the Dream Team until they get a real sponsor. And Air Force Ace. So we have Air Force Ace Firebat here on the top left corner, and Air Force Ace has actually been playing pretty well already this season, coming back from 0-2 down to KT. Rolster came back and won that series 3-2, so that was pretty awesome. Some really fantastic play in that series. And unfortunately, their second series last week did not go so well. They got 3-0'd by CJ, but yeah, I mean, CJ's really good and really deep, so I don't think they should be too ashamed of that happening last week. So, but they do have an opportunity here for maybe a little bit of better result. Kespa Dream Team is very, very strong as well. A very, very deep team. I really think it's going to come down to the trio of Dream Team, CJ, and SKT coming at the by the end of the year. I think those 3 will be the big dogs, and coming fourth will probably be KT. Will probably come in fourth. That's my prediction, anyways. But yeah, another really, really deep team, and we're actually going to see a player that I don't know. I think he might have played a game already, but I haven't seen him play too much recently. This is actually going to be Tyson. You might actually know him when he was on NBC Game Hero. He's actually known as Han. So if you might know him as Han, or Bridge, that was another one of his names. So he kind of goes through name changes, but Han, Tyson, Bridge, whatever you want to call him. And he's actually going to go for a little bit of cheese here. And on 4-player maps, this is actually pretty cool. He has the Protoss in the bottom left red, if you haven't picked up on that. 4-player maps, when you're going to cheese, this is actually a cheese strategy that a lot of people use in all matchups, except for Zerg, because you don't really place down a new hatchery for Zerg cheese usually, especially, yeah, I haven't seen that in a while. But you'd put if you're on the left side of the map, you go and put your proxy stuff on the right side middle of the map, and try and take advantage of the fact that you have a 67% chance, 2 in 3 chance of being right, that you're actually going to end up being at a proxy position at either spots on the right side of the map. Unfortunately for Tyson here, he's going to be in that 1 in 3 shot, and Firebat here is going to have a lot of time to prepare for this. He doesn't know that cheese is coming his way, so that is still going to be in Tyson's favor, but under normal build times, DTs are going to be later than just because of the travel distance than you would want with a traditional proxy. So Firebat Hero playing this very, very standard right now with that 1-Rax Expo, putting down a bunker right now, and hasn't sent out a SCV to scout yet, which actually is going to set him back a little bit here, and could leave him open to this extreme DT rush here. This is a really, really fast DT rush. There's a Dragoon on the map, but that's the only military units that's been produced. I don't believe he's been researching range. I didn't actually check that, but I don't believe he's been researching range to get this out this quickly. And so these are going to be some very, very quick DTs, and Firebat here, without that scout on, isn't even going to know that there's shenanigans coming his way. He has no idea what's coming, and so with that SCV going in the wrong direction, it's going to be a long time before he has any idea that there's even a tech build coming his way instead of a fast expand like most Protoss players have been going in recent times. It's relatively quick expands, and yeah, that SCV scout's at the top right, gonna see nothing there, gonna go to the bottom right, and it's gonna be a while. He is sending out a second SCV, so that will go down to the bottom left and see that there's no expansion there, so he will finally get a little bit of an inkling that something's up in a few seconds. But that Templar Archives is already complete. Both gateways, the one at home and the one in the proxy location, are both going to be building DTs right now. So until Firebat Hero gets over here, and he is getting the ramp right now, sees the Dragoon not going to be able to get up that ramp, and so now he knows that something's going on, that something is amiss. There is no Nexus down, and so he's got to be thinking either there's going to be some sort of Reaver or some sort of DT play coming his way, possibly some sort of perhaps a Bulldog, something like that. But all of those those possibilities coming his way would be countered with turrets. So what he's going to do, he's going to get an engineering bay. Very, very smart of him. But the DT is already out, already on the way. The engineering bay a little over halfway done, and the DT won't even bother to stick at the front. 2 DTs actually. The one from the main also getting into play as well. And they are just going to walk right. No, they're not going to walk right. Actually going to attack. So Firebat here now knows that there's DTs in his base. His engineering bay isn't not quite done, or maybe it's just about finished, and he's going to start hastily building missile turrets all over the place, trying to keep as many of them alive as possible. So the first DT coming in here into the main, going to try to get to this missile turret and pick it off. The other DT at the front, going to try and harass the buildings coming up there. And this DT actually in the main mineral line, not going for the turrets, is actually trying to pick off as many SCVs as he can before that missile turret actually comes up. And it looks like he's going to get a second and perhaps a third. Firebat here trying to trick it as much as he can with that with the pathing that you can get with the SCV's doing a pretty good job of it, and a tank is out. DT's 4 DTs in the base now, 3 of them in the natural expansion, picking off SCVs and that turret. So this is very, very scary right now for Firebat here. Only has 1 military unit out on the field right now, just that 1 tank. It looks like the Marines inside that bunker have gone down. So he is in huge trouble right now. And on the other side, Tyson is going to be taking his base at a kind of an odd position, but he's just going to be able to pylon wall that off. I think that's what he's going to do, and just make it so he has 2 very, very small chokes to defend. So he's going to be able to get an expansion. Now these 4 DTs sitting inside of the main, going to pick off this factory, going to force all buildings to be lifted. And right now, Firebat here is not producing units at all. Firebat here is not producing units. He's losing supply depots, and he is in absolutely huge trouble. That pylon wall going down there at the 6 o'clock position, going to allow that base to come up very, very easily. And the DTs just picking off what buildings are left. Going to pick off the supply depots. He's going to end up being supply blocked here pretty shortly, Firebat here. And he's landing his barracks, or he's landing his buildings closer to his tank and this missile turret when it comes up, trying to defend them, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So he's going to end up being super, super turtle right now, so turtled up for Firebat here. He is building an academy that is almost complete, so we will be able to get 1 scanner, probably not the second. DTs could probably stop the second scanner from coming up just by, you know, one of them wandering over to the natural expansion. But for now, there's a ton of DTs, and there looks like 6 or so DTs in the base, and for now, Firebat here is kind of pseudo-safe, unless what could Tyson do here? Tyson could bring in a couple Dragoons. He's got 2 Dragoons on the field right now. If he brings in those 2 Dragoons, as well as those DTs, he could just try to bum rush this and just try and finish this off as quick right now. A couple Vultures are out, going to be researching Spider Mines. And here comes Tyson, is going to come in here, going to come for the kill, and going to see what he can do. Picks off one of the Vultures, does not get the missile turret, does not get the siege tank either, and a bunch of the DTs going down. Just 1 or 2 left at this point. So a little bit of a mistake there by Tyson. He went for the game ender, and unfortunately was not able to complete it. So Firebat Hero here has a sliver of a hope, of a dream, of a chance to try and get back into this, but he's got to deal with these DTs and got to keep that command center alive. He has lifted off, is bringing it back into his natural expansion to defend it. As I think it's just 1 or 2 Dragoons pecking at it. So that Dragoon, oh wow, the Dragoons actually do pick off the command center. The command center not able to get any SCVs there to repair. So that is going to be basically game. Poor Firebat Hero, about the only thing he can dream of now is some epic mines, perhaps sneak a couple Vultures out and try and pick off a lot of probes. I mean, realistically, Firebat Hero is at a really just, I don't even know what the answer is. It's just one of those positions where it's hard to imagine him coming back from this. Tyson would have to walk away from his computer for a minute or 2 and give Firebat Hero that time to rebuild in order for this to even up. Tyson is that far ahead. It's kind of disgusting at this point, but Firebat Hero, as we well know in his games, does not like to GG, has some of the worst GG timing in the game. A lot of people make fun of Fantasy for bad GG timing. Firebat's heroes are pretty bad too. And the Dragoons coming in here, fighting with the Vultures, picking off most of them, and charging in there to pick off the old tank. Does pick it off. 1 more tank getting produced, and it looks like it's going to be ushered away, possibly destroyed. Just has a couple more shots on it. 1, 2, and 1 more. There goes the tank. So now it's just Dragoons versus SCVs. Still no GG from Firebat Hero, just waiting for scouts now, perhaps maybe a probe rush. But Firebat Hero asking to be victory celebrated on. About the only thing that saves Firebat Hero from a victory celebration situation like this is the fact that he's on Ace. And no one really wants to embarrass Ace or do anything mean to Ace. And that's about the only thing here. Finally, GG coming in for Firebat Hero, so Kespa Dream Team going to take a 1-0 lead here after Tyson gets the win, and one of the support players for Team 8. So really awesome start to the series for them. If you are a Ace fan, then this is definitely not a very good start for you. You really need Firebat here to be winning if you're Ace. He was their their stalwart last season, and they need him to be so again. So he goes down in set 1. They'll be looking for the rest of the team to pick it up. Perhaps I'm still hoping to see Cal for Air Force Ace. He still hasn't played yet this season. I'm really hoping that they play him soon, but that's what I'm hoping to see in the next set. I'll see you guys all there in set 2. Should be fun. Set 2, Air Force Ace versus Kespa Dream Team.